Hi everyone, I'm FDRawr, a Twitch streamer and YouTube content creator. While one could argue I've been streaming and producing video game content for over 20 years if you consider my humble attempts at using a literal VHS to edit together all the secret scenes from the Spider-Man game's content, I'd say I really began this journey just a few years ago. In late 2017, I fell in love with an asymmetrical horror-themed cat and mouse game called Dead by Daylight. The game took the asymmetrical approach that made Evolve so popular and applied it to an almost party game setting. The formula was a huge success, and while its player base kind of always fluctuates, it's seen as a titan of the genre in the industry. Success like this is going to attract imitators looking for a quick buck, but it'll also inspire game developers to push this formula to the next level. This second group is where we'll find the folks that make Video Horror Society. If you're like me, you came to VHS hoping your DVD experience will light the way. And so I've gathered some information and intel on things I wish I had known when I came over from DVD. So without further ado, I bring to you teens are the mice in this cat and mouse game, although arguably this game breaks with the genre by offering the teen role an opportunity to be the aggressor. In Dead by Daylight, survivors are passive, their only real win condition being to repair generators unnoticed by the killer and to escape freely from the trial. In VHS, the teens are asked to slay the monster by damaging it with 4 different elemental stigmas. These stigmas are crafted at crafting stations, which are roughly like the generators from Dead by Daylight. Each stigma will have 2 separate crafting stations where it can be made. This is so that a situation where the monster camps the last stigma that needs to be made can't occur. Similar to how there's always 7 gens in a DVD game rather than 5. Each stigma has 3 different variations of weapons which can be used on the monster. For example, the fire stigma contains a flamethrower, a Molotov cocktail or a molly, and the solar flare. All can stigmatize the monster, however they will have wildly different play styles. A flamethrower is great for catching monsters off guard around corners, but a molly is great at range or with area denial. The solar flare creates an AoE, which can create safe spaces for healing and crafting. Each weapon should be practiced and approached differently, as certain monsters will have natural defenses and weaknesses pertaining to what type of stigma is used. Now, this may seem like a lot of power to put in the hands of the more traditionally passive role. However, the weapons themselves can be pretty finicky. For one, every attack the monster lands creates an uproar that causes all within the range to be unable to use or craft weapons, as well as putting a stop to other functions such as healing or searching for pickups. If a teen is downed, their weapon is destroyed, which, in addition to the fact that even successful shots will simply waste ammo and destroy the weapon given certain conditions, stigmatizing the monster is a lot harder than it sounds, and practicing proper techniques such as ambushing or knowing the strengths and limitations of your weapons will be a huge priority for new players. After a stigma is completed, it's tempting to destroy a weapon that you may have had for that stigma. However, until a new one can be crafted, repeated stigmas will stun the monster as well as break their armor or dolls depending on which character you're playing against. Putting the teens on the offensive can be very misleading to how this game is actually played. When the teens spawn in, the monster will be disguised as a teen and will be on the hunt. The first few minutes of a game provide almost no opportunity for weapon crafting, so on the teen side, it's usually wise to hide until someone identifies or locates the monster. Monsters find teens primarily by the sound of their footsteps. So when you hear the monster's heartbeat, their telltale sign, hide. Crafting benches make a lot of noise, and when that noise just stops, the steps of tiny little nerd feet on the concrete or metal floor really stands out to a monster. Escaping the monster will come largely from stealth rather than expert pathing, as you would find in Dead by Daylight. Oftentimes, finding a good hiding spot early on can ensure a win. There are many caveats to advising teens to hide, however. The monsters Werewolf and Wart have amazing tracking abilities called Hunt and Echolocation. Hunt will essentially create a heartbeat aura around the teens, which can be used to pinpoint your exact location, and echolocation provides a momentary aura reading for Wart. This means hiding in a locker or small space will do you no good, as they'll be tuned into your location. However, Deathwire's tracking ability is a scanner which does not pick up locations through lockers, so in that instance, you would want to use a locker to hide. All this information-dependent strategy leads to the most important aspect of playing the team role. Unlike Dead by Daylight, which was designed to have uncoordinated solo players band together clumsily to narrowly escape a slasher, V.H.S. is highly team-centered and demands absolute communication from the teens in order for them to achieve any of their goals. Video Horror Society has a pinging system similar to Fortnite and other popular games. You can ping straight down to show your location or ping other areas to mark them. Double pinging will create an urgent ping to let your teammates know when you're in danger. Pinging straight down while in a crafting or healing action will also change the ping icon to reflect that action. The HUD also shows which room of the map a particular player is in, which is mainly useful for those that have already memorized the maps, and to find grouped up players when no one is pinging. A pretty basic example of a great ambush play that incorporates everything discussed so far would be for an unarmed team to get the attention of the monster and lead them down narrow hallways, where the other teammates would be positioned with close range stigmas. And you do usually want to have more than one, as many abilities can cancel out a weapon's charges. The team can then fire and get their stigmas. This is a very general plan, and effective strategies are going to vary greatly from monster to monster. As you become more comfortable and aware of how the monster's powers work, as well as being able to gauge how aware they may be of your plans, this will all get easier, but not without proper communication. One thing I was avoiding talking about, because I hope it never happens to you, but I'm sure it will, is going down.
Oh, yes, Dad.
When a teen takes a hit in the healthy state, they become injured, and when they take a hit in the injured state, they go down. While down, their overall health will be drained, and they will need to be revived by another teammate to continue normal gameplay. During this time, the down team is able to turn into a spectral, a customizable little demon that collects Luma, which are glowing orbs scattered across the map that contribute directly to your recovery. While controlling the spectral, you cannot see or interact with the monster, so it's a great opportunity to get to know the map if you don't already. In general, your teammates will expect you to collect Luma so that they can simply tap you and get you up and run away. However, many will try to heal you outright, which can get you into some sticky situations, such as being revived right in front of the monster only to go down again and lose all Luma progress. This happens, it's important not to get frustrated. The game has a way of twisting and turning. When you get revived, the only way to recover lost health is by consuming candy bars found in vending machines, trash cans, or on top of stuff. The only way to regain your health state is by being healed or self-healing at one of 3 medkits stationed on each level. When a down will kill your teen, a skull is shown next to their name on the HUD. When you die, you can still become a spectral and may still explore the map, which may be even better now as you can find the chest containing the Book of the Dead. By pinging this to your teammates, they can unlock it and bring your body back to life, so you may continue the game as a zombie, though you'll be kinda noisy. However, if you were perhaps frustrated when you died, at this point in the game, there is no obligation for you to stay around, so you can quit out of the game and can keep all of your progress with no penalties, which I think is pretty cool for those of us who don't want to stick around after we've been killed. One last thing I wish I understood was that this game, while being a cat and mouse hide and seek style game, is not a fan of long pauses. If the game goes on too long without things one would consider progress in the game, things like the monster hitting a teen or a teen using a stigma on a monster, a rift in the beyond will appear, and either the teens or the monsters can capture that rift to reveal the aura of their opponents. This effect has a pretty long duration, but goes away immediately once an interaction between the monsters and teens occur. So this is not the game where hiding out for 10 minutes can get you a cheeky escape. It's important to remember there's no way out except to stigmatize the monster. So you've got to keep fighting until the game is over. These are the things I wish I'd known about V.H.S. when I switched over from Dead by Daylight from a teen's perspective, a teen. I'd like to follow this up with a monster guide, as well as it would kind of double as a how to counter these monsters guides, because you got to talk about their strengths and weaknesses. But if you can think of anything I got wrong or maybe something I left out, go ahead and leave it in a comment down below. I would love to hear about it. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. That's pretty much the only way channels like this get to grow. And go over to Twitch and be sure to check us out live when we do all this stuff. I play a ton of V.H.S. and we do a bunch of community stuff as well as cosplays and all that. And there's plenty of videos on this channel to watch as well. I hope you like and subscribe. I hope to see you around, and be really nice to each other.